On this Monday.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us. I'm Steve McMurray in for Gary this morning.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And we got a lot to get to this morning, but we want to get right to a check of that Storm Tracker 2 forecast. And we talked about the rain coming for Monday, and it is here. And depending on where you are, here quite substantially.
Yes, pretty decent rainfall, some winds too. In fact, let's take a look at the current conditions outside right now, because again, here in downtown Utica, or more specifically in Rome, the temperature is sitting at 58 with lighter rain and a lighter wind. But if we turn our attention to the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar just north and to the east of Utica, and this band of rainfall right here impacting right along the border of Otsego and Schoharie County, heading into just west of St. Johnsville. And currently in Little Falls right now, heading north towards Stratford and just south of Trenton. There's some pretty substantial rain moving through at this hour. Now, if we zoom out a little bit, you can just see how strong those winds are from the south, how fast that rain is moving north. Now, in the wake of that, the rain following it, not really accompanied by some strong winds. We're thinking more on the lighter side in terms of wind speed. Either way, today is going to be an unsettled day across the region. High temperatures actually cooling throughout the morning, going from the upper 50s down into the mid 50s. Still, though, it's a rainy one. Keep that umbrella handy today. It won't be steady rain all day long, but I guess it's still rather unsettled. Either way, as we progress throughout the week, we're going to track some cooler temperatures, saying goodbye to that warmth and even completely dry weather we saw over the weekend. We'll track those conditions throughout the week coming up in a few minutes. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. The high wind reeked around the area from Sunday into this morning. A large tree took down wires in a transformer near County Route 19 near Center Street early Sunday afternoon in Leonardsville. Route 19 was closed as crews worked to clean it up. Meanwhile, in Newport, a portion of Route 28 was shut down because of a fallen tree that took power lines down as well. Power was out in the area, and Route 28 closed both directions between North Street and School Street. Again, this in Newport. Well, preliminary results show that Rodriguez
Welcome back to Sunrise on this Monday morning. We have a pretty damp start to the day. We take a look at the roadways across the region, and for now, the rainfall rates, especially as you head farther west, aren't really that high. But if you head, say, closer to Little Falls in central Herkimer County, there are locations where there could be some ponding on the roadways. On top of that, too, a reminder, when there are wet leaves on the roads, they can be as slippery as ice, so take that into account in case you are driving in areas with a lot of leaves on the roads, especially heading just north and south of the Mohawk Valley. The Mohawk Valley itself, not a whole lot of leaves on the road right now. Visibility-wise, it's mainly low-level clouds, so you head into those higher elevations, you might encounter some of that dense fog. The radar, though, for some reason not popping up here. But either way, we have some pretty decent rainfall moving throughout the region. So traffic tracker showing green across the board. No accidents to report early this morning. And heading out to work today, scattered showers. Temperatures in the upper to mid 50s this afternoon. Still similar temperatures, a little cooler with some lingering rain and lighter winds. But beyond today, there are additional rain chances throughout the week. We'll talk about those heading into Monday through Friday coming up in a few minutes. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. It's like the plot out of a James Bond.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. Time now is 5:16 on this Monday morning. Hope you all had a great weekend. It was pretty nice. Sunday, definitely a little windy. Outside right now, it's a different story. We've got that rainfall moving through the region and a current temperature sitting in the 50s, 58 degrees at Griffiths and Rome with a light rain and a decent southwesterly wind of 8 miles an hour. Not as windy as yesterday, and we'll see those winds weaken a little bit throughout the day. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. We do have the heaviest rain impacting the border of Herkimer and Hamilton counties. In fact, right on the border of Fulton County, too, right there. But you head farther to the west, and the rainfall not really as steady. In fact, just light drizzle, if that. So this morning, we will be seeing those conditions on the damp side, but the heaviest rain will be departing throughout the next couple of hours. Temperatures, as I mentioned, are going to be cooling progressively throughout the day. Our high temperature right around average, sitting at 58 this time of year. I mentioned wind speeds again. It's going to be a little breezy this afternoon, but again, I don't think it's going to be as windy as yesterday. Still, we've got a pretty decent system impacting us locally, so that's going to be providing us with that unsettled weather, the winds and the rainfall. The rain returns this afternoon, not nearly as heavy, but still it's going to be a rainy one this evening, and then by tonight it dries out progressively a little bit, but that rain chance does return as we head into Tuesday night and beyond that into the middle of the week. Well, how about temperatures? Well, we're going to see a bit less of those warming trends, at least for the next several days. We're going to see a high of 62 on Tuesday, but then by the middle of the week, we've got some cooler air working its way in. High on Friday, it's sitting at only 47 degrees, and here's why. Look at the system moving its way to the east. The backside of it produces another surge of cooler air. Look at that pocket of cold air. The blues and the turquoise colors, that's where you really start to see that cool down into the region. So that's going to be arriving later on this week, and this not only could produce colder temperatures, but also some lake effect rain to wrap up the week. So on our skycast this afternoon, you can still see here it's some rain, it's some wind, but it's really not a whole lot in terms of consistent soaking rain. There's that lake effect cloud band, by the way. Not really a whole lot of rain, maybe some lingering drizzle there, though. And then by Tuesday, it's mostly dry. By the evening and overnight, here comes that rain chance, a light one. And then Wednesday starts out mostly quiet, a few passing sprinkles, and then still just some scattered showers. See, it's not very steady, but we still have some rain moving in here and there. So your 7-day forecast, it's just a generally unsettled work week ahead. It's not steady rain all week long, but either way, we're going to say goodbye to some warmer temperatures and say hello to some cooler, more late fall-like conditions. We're slowly approaching the end of October, and it's really starting to feel like the end of October. I know we've been putting off that cold weather. It's been so warm, so sunny, but I think now the season's starting to catch up.
You know, and we've talked about the lack of rainfall, but if you look at that 7-day, plenty of raindrops in there. So I guess we deserve it, we need it. So let's take the good with the bad. Coming. Exactly. All right. Thanks a lot, Eric. Well, Alaska Airlines is taking some heat.
Storm Tracker 2 team, where we track storms.
Your top stories this Monday morning. The Mohawk Valley Water Authority will hold a public rate hearing later today. It starts at 5 o'clock this evening at the first floor of the Utica City Hall in the Common Council chambers. The board is considering a 2% rate hike effective January 1st of next year. If approved, the rate change would equate to a little under $10 a year per household, or about 80 cents additionally a month. A local chapter of the NAACP will host the candidates for our local. Good morning. Thank you for joining us this half hour. I'm Steve McMurray into Gary. We're going to start this half hour with a check of the Storm Tracker 2 forecast. And as you saw from that video, some heavy wind yesterday afternoon. As the front came through, now it's time for the rain. Eric, what's up?
Yeah, that's right. We got that rainfall now, and the winds have weakened a little bit. But as we progress throughout the morning today, or in fact throughout the afternoon, we're going to see those winds pick back up again, more from the west than compared to the south that we saw yesterday, which also brought in that warm weather. Currently 58 degrees at Griffiths & Rome, light rainfall early today. Sunrise at 7:23 this morning, so it's still going to be rather dark for pretty much the next couple of hours. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. The heaviest rain now entering pretty much all of Hamilton County, a narrow band in Fulton, Montgomery, and Schoharie counties. Here locally, it's a lot less in terms of intense rainfall. Still, we got some nuisance rain we're dealing with right now. As you can see here, there's that heavy rain passing through Stratford, now heading toward Route 10, toward Lake Pleasant. Zooming out, a much larger part of the system here. The backside of this rain is going to move in later on this morning. So what do you want to wear outside today? Well, maybe a rain jacket, a hoodie, anything that you can cover your head with, maybe an umbrella, rain boots, you name it. Just, it's going to be an unsettled day today. Not steady rain all day long, but definitely as we approach the evening, rainfall really begins to pick up again. But we're going to talk about rainfall chances throughout the week, temperatures and all that as we might enter a more late fall-like trend of temperature compared to earlier this month. The details on that coming up in a few minutes. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. New this morning.
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back to Sunrise on this Monday morning. Our photo of the day today takes us down into the Mohawk Valley for the first time in quite a while, down into East Herkimer, where our photo is taken from John of beautiful autumn colors here. There have been a few times I've been driving around the area and just randomly a tree like this just shows up in my vision here. You know, you've got vibrant reds peeking out here and there, and the Mohawk Valley in peak fall colors this week. Now let's hope the rain didn't put away a lot of those leaves across the lower elevations. Again, higher elevations, it is either toward the end of peak colors or past peak, but still we've got plenty of time left to see some of these vibrant colors before all the leaves begin to fall and we enter the actual part of fall where the leaves are gone in November. But either way, amazing photo right there. If you have a photo like that you'd like to send to us, send it to WKTV.com/weather/pick. So a quick preview of our 7-day. Notice here we got a lot of rainfall between today through Thursday. Not every day going to be a washout. We're going to time out when we can see that rainfall and how much you could see coming up in a couple of minutes. Steve?
Also a lot cooler toward the end as well. All right, thanks a lot, Eric. Well, the comets traveled to Toronto.
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Cloudy skies and rain chances across the region today as a cold front moved through the area. We'll show where that front is right now momentarily, but for now, let's take a look outside and those conditions a little damp out there. So if you're heading out to work this morning, you might encounter some ponding, minor ponding on roadways here. Some wet leaves as well, heads up for that, and still just some lingering rainfall at this hour. Winds southwest of 8 miles per hour as we look at the current conditions here in the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. A lot of the heaviest rain is now exiting toward the north and east, mainly outside of our region. But again, those of you tuning in from Hamilton County and northern Herkimer County, you've got some of that rain moving through still. Let's zoom out a little bit. So here's the setup here. There's a strong south wind, that's where the words are right there, and there's a strong westerly wind out here to our west. And this is the transition zone. So in the wake of that front, winds have quieted down a little bit, but they will start to pick up this afternoon as that backside of the system begins to move its way through the area. And we'll also see those temperatures drop from the upper 50s into the low 50s by this afternoon around 6 p.m. And the wind speeds, again, you can see here, it's quiet this morning, but they will start to pick up as we head throughout the afternoon. In terms of rainfall, there's a bit of a lull, and then we'll see the light to moderate rain return on and off afternoon time and through the evening hours. The rain will begin to end a little bit as we head into Monday night and into mainly throughout Tuesday. But by Tuesday night into Wednesday, that rainfall chance will definitely return. Regarding temperatures, as you can see here, we're going to see a little bit of a warm up today and tomorrow, but then another system moves in and we're going to see those temperatures drop big time. Highs only in the low 50s to upper 40s. In fact, we can see the system move in right here. So there's that cold front, as I mentioned, that's moving in. In the wake of it, winds picking up a decent amount, and then here comes that secondary system here. This is a much larger low pressure providing a whole lot of greater influence to our area in terms of temperature and lake effect. We're going to see some of that moving in by the end of the week. And this lake effect will be in the form of rain, by the way. So don't get your hopes up if you want to hear anything regarding snow. Either way, though, our Skycast showing that rainfall picking up, the winds picking up as well toward the evening. Lake effect clouds moving through in the early morning hours tomorrow. Sunshine throughout the day early tomorrow morning. So it's not going to be a complete overcast, dreary stretch of weather, but those rain chances do return again as we head into the second half of the day into Wednesday and beyond. So you can see here, expect on and off rainfall chances progressing throughout the week. High temperatures, though, dropping quickly later on in the week into the 50s and 40s. So feeling a lot more fall-like toward Thursday and Friday.
That it is. Look at that. High of 47 on Friday.
Yeah, very chilly.
Yeah, bundle up. No gray area in that. All right. Thanks a lot, Eric. Well, the battle rounds continue tonight on The Voice.
News with Steve McMurray and meteorologist Eric Gage.
And a good Monday morning to you. Thank you for joining us. I'm Steve McMurray in for Gary today.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
We have a lot to get to this morning. We're going to get to the weather in a second, but I do want to update you on something, because we actually had some issues in the newsroom with it too. Amazon Web Services, which is a major cloud computing service that powers a lot of websites and apps and a lot of other things, actually went offline about 3 o'clock this morning due to some, and I want to quote this, operational issue affecting 14 different services that feeds websites and apps and whatnot. So if you're seeing some lag time on your apps or websites or whatnot, it's likely related to the Amazon Web Service. They are working on it and hope to have the situation fixed sooner rather than later. But that came about 3 o'clock this morning, so that's where we're at.
Yeah, big back end of the internet. It's a huge chunk of it. So something like that happens, it really is. You don't really notice it until all of a sudden all the stuff starts.
Exactly. Can't work. Can't look on this app. Can't look at so. But you don't need to look at an app. Look at us. Look at Eric. Eric's gonna tell you about the weather. It's not powered by Amazon Web Service. So what's going on?
Yeah, we got some rainfall today. Some light rain progressing throughout the morning. Let's take a look right now, because earlier today we had some pretty decent rain move through the region. Currently, the conditions are cloudy at Griffiths and Rome. A wind of 5 miles an hour from the west-southwest. And we look right here at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. This here, heavier rainfall moving through the border of Herkimer, Fulton, and Hamilton counties right here, pushing their way north. We're in a bit of a lull right here, but there's more rain on the way and some stronger winds as this cold front continues to move through. So when it comes to conditions today, yes, it's drying up a little bit, but we're going to see more rain this afternoon, so keep that umbrella handy. Temperatures actually cooling down throughout the day from the upper 50s into the low 50s. We're going to talk about that temperature trend, not only for today, but for the rest of the week, as it might feel a little bit more late fall-like. We'll have those conditions coming up in a few minutes. Steve?
Late fall being the key phrase. All right, thanks a lot, Eric. Well, the high wind wreaked havoc around the area from yesterday into this morning. A large tree took down wires and a transformer on County Route 19 near Center Street in Leonardsville yesterday afternoon. Route 19 was closed as crews worked to clean up the damage. Meanwhile, in Newport, a portion of Route 28 was shut down because of a fallen tree that took some power lines down with it. Power was out in the area, and Route 28 was closed in both directions between North Street and School Street. Well, preliminary results show that Rodrigo Paz.
Good morning, everybody, on this Monday. Time now is 6:09, going on 6:10, and as you take a look outside, it's a pretty damp one after widespread rain and wind moved through the area overnight. A look at visibility. Well, for the most part, visibility not too bad across the region, except if you head to those higher elevations. We got some low-lying clouds, so that's where visibility might be reduced in those hilltop locations north and south of the Mohawk Valley. A look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 radar right now. Some of that heavier rainfall passing right along the border of Fulton and Montgomery counties at this hour. To our south and to our west is where we're seeing some more light drizzle, even just light rain falling through Madison and Chenango counties right now, and even the western portion of Oneida County. But either way, there's a bit of a lull in the rainfall activity early today. Traffic tracker showing plenty of green across the region, and again, heading outside today, some lingering isolated showers, scattered showers. This afternoon, a better shot for rainfall to return and some decent, at least stronger wind gusts. We're going to talk about those winds as well as what follows it conditions-wise throughout the week coming up in a couple of minutes. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. It's like the plot of a James Bond film, a group of...
The Storm Tracker 2 team, where we track storms. The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. Time now is 6:16, and we begin with an unsettled start to the day after a beautiful weekend. Live look at Oneonta right now. It's still a little damp out there across the city of the hills, and of course rather dark out as well. The conditions this morning, sunrise time not even until near 7:30 today, so quite a difference. Look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. The heaviest rain is out here toward the eastern portion of New York State, toward the capital region, by the way. And in the process of this cold front moving through, that strong south wind we were dealing with yesterday is going to transition to a strong westerly wind. And we're in that transition zone right now, so the winds aren't nearly as strong. But as we progress throughout the afternoon, that's going to change. As a matter of fact, here's a look at those wind speeds as we head throughout the day today. You can see here a decent breeze, not really that high, but again, as we head into the afternoon, wind speeds between 15 and 20 miles an hour. It's going to be a bit breezy from the west throughout the day. When it comes to temperatures, we're still in the upper 50s right now. It's going to cool down in the wake of that cold front this afternoon. So we're slightly cooler than average across the area today. Now, how about rainfall? Well, rain is going to be a bit more steady this afternoon. It's pretty much on and off today for the most part, but again, steadier this afternoon. It does dry up tonight, and pretty much throughout Tuesday, expect a dry and even sunnier day in some spots before rain chances return again as we approach Wednesday. In terms of temperature, you can see here we warm up today, or excuse me, tomorrow, but then by the end of the week, we're back down into the 40s by Friday. So bigger picture right here. This is what's called an occluded front, this purple line right here. Basically, this cold front has caught up with this warm front, and they've just combined. That's just a fancy word for that. But the actual cold front will move through this afternoon. That's going to switch that wind direction quickly to the west. It's going to dry up on Tuesday. Then Wednesday, we're going to start to see that rainfall return, a large chunk of a colder air mass moving into the area. That's going to produce potentially some lake effect rain toward the end of the week. So in our Skycast, still, after a lull in rainfall activity this morning, the rain and winds begin to pick up again this evening. Tonight, lake effect clouds try to form across the area, maybe some lake effect drizzle in parts of central Oneida County early Tuesday. That cloud layer lifts. We're in the 60s. The south wind returns again tomorrow, and then comes a secondary low that moves in as we progress throughout Tuesday night and pretty much throughout Wednesday. Expect a mix of sun, clouds, and rainfall as we're just dealing with an unsettled stretch of weather as we approach the middle of the week. So winds definitely a little more noticeable throughout the week. I removed the rainfall icon from Tuesday due to most of that rainfall happening overnight. Still, though, it's the warmest of the next 7 as we head into the end of the week. Steve, we're talking 40s for highs. It's been a while since we've seen those, so it's going to definitely be a bit cool and breezy toward the end of the week.
Yeah, you might, if you haven't found your gloves and your winter hat yet, you might want to at least get them closer to
dust them off.
Accessible, and you might need them at least Friday morning. All right, thanks a lot, Eric. Well, Alaska Airlines, again, thanks for joining us this half hour. I'm Steve McMurray, in for Gary. Let's start this half hour with a check of that Storm Tracker 2 forecast. And for that, we head to the Weather Center. Meteorologist Eric Gage joining us now. And Eric, windy yesterday, rain seems to be the story today.
Yeah, that's right. The backside of the system moving through. Now we're getting the rainfall. Let's take a look at the current conditions outside right now. First off, a live view of downtown Utica. Damp roadways as that surge of rain moved through earlier this morning. Temperature sitting at 57 degrees with mostly cloudy skies at Griffiths and Rome. The winds have weakened a little bit, but we're going to see this begin to switch as we head throughout the afternoon. We'll have more details on the wind speeds, the transition part of it, all that coming up in a few minutes. We want to focus more on the rainfall right now. So the heaviest of rain passing into Hamilton County towards Speculator right now. That's where most of the activity is taking place. We zoom out a little bit. There's another round of rain moving in slowly. It's going to be impacting Otsego County with some light to moderate rainfall, maybe in the next 15 to 20 minutes. And then a lot more rainfall out to our west. This is the backside of the system that's going to push its way to the east. So when it comes to conditions today, keep that umbrella handy, a rain jacket, anything to keep yourself dry. As yes, the rainfall is not nearly as heavy right now, but that'll change as we head throughout the afternoon with more rain and some winds returning. We're going to track those and talk about how the rest of the week shapes up in terms of rainfall and temperature coming up in a few minutes. Steve?
Eric, thanks. New this morning, President Donald
Two is brought to you by Holland Farms Bakery and Deli. This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back to Sunrise, everybody, on this Monday morning. Hope you all had a great weekend. Weather was just downright phenomenal, especially yesterday. Now, the winds definitely were a bit on the stronger side. That's allowing some leaves to get blown off the trees, but at least not this photo right here sent in to us down in the Mohawk Valley from Herkimer, or East Herkimer, sent in by John. Look at this photo of autumn colors here on this tree, and personally, as I've been driving around the area, I've just stumbled upon some of these trees like this one here, which have been so vibrant and just popping up in the middle of nowhere. So if you have a photo like this showcasing fall foliage in your neck of the woods, send it to WKTV.com/weather/pics. I'd love to showcase it right here on News Channel 2 at Sunrise every morning. So again, shout out to John for this submission, and a shout out to all of you watching from Herkimer early today. This morning, it's a little bit of an unsettled one. We're going to see a dry stretch tomorrow, but Wednesday and Thursday, rain chances return. We'll talk about the timing, how much rain we could see, and more importantly, those temperatures as we head into the week. All that and more coming up in a few minutes. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. Couple sports recaps for
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. Today we begin with cloudy skies and some scattered rain showers as a front is going to move through our area, producing even more rain this afternoon. A live look in Oneonta from our camera, the top part with College here. You can see it's a little bit cloudy, a little damp. Again, sunrise still a couple more minutes away, closer to 7:30 actually. So this morning still looking rather dark, and we still have some more rainfall moving through. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar shows heaviest rain in Speculator in parts of Hamilton County. We zoom out, we have rainfall working its way in from the south. This is along a cold front, so to our west, or excuse me, to our east, there is some strong south winds at play here. But behind it, strong westerly winds move in. So we're in that transition zone right now, so the winds aren't nearly as strong. But as we head throughout the afternoon, that will change. In fact, let's take a look at those wind speeds. Starting out this morning, it's on the weaker side. This afternoon, it really begins to pick up between 15 and 20 miles an hour from the west. In terms of temperature, highs for the day will be in the mid-50s to upper 50s. We cool down throughout the day in the wake of that cold front. Feels like temperatures will be in the upper 40s due to those strong winds expected later on in the day today. So again, those rain chances pick up as that front moves through. Rain will eventually taper off as we head into the overnight, and eventually by tomorrow. It's looking mostly dry here Tuesday. Then by Wednesday, we're going to see some rain chances pick back up again as this week looks generally unsettled especially towards Thursday and Friday. And speaking of Thursday and Friday, look at this temperature trend right here. We go down from the 60s tomorrow into the 40s by the end of the week. It is going to be very cool and potentially breezy as we are tracking not only some rain chances, some strong winds, but also some lake effect. So we look at the bigger picture here. There's an occluded front in this purple, fancy name for a cold front catching up with this leading warm front. See how it kind of combines right here? Either way, the trailing cold front behind it moves through this afternoon. That's going to push in a lot of those stronger winds and some additional rainfall. Then it's dry tomorrow. Rain chances move in. Look at this cold air mass. See all these blues here? That means the air aloft is cold enough to support lake effect rainfall heading toward the end of the week. So when it comes to rainfall today, it's in a bit of a dry period this morning. This afternoon, you can see the winds and rainfall pick up again. By tonight, it does dry up a little bit. Maybe some lingering lake effect drizzle and cloud cover. There's a lake effect cloud band right here. And then it shifts this way north. We're sunny in the afternoon. A strong south wind returns. And then comes our secondary low that moves in, bringing spotty rain showers mixed in with clouds and sunshine throughout the day Wednesday and into Wednesday evening and Wednesday night. 7-day forecast following that. The backside of that low pressure moves in, and it does cool down toward Thursday and Friday. We have lingering rainfall or lake effect rain depending on location, and highs only in the 40s. So we've been really avoiding this cool down for October and even September, but I think for now it's starting to move back up in again into the area with conditions feeling a lot more fall-like for this time of year.
That's one way to word it. And you look at with a high of 47, late fall, or maybe even that W word. We're not going to talk about that.
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet. We'll wait on that. Thanks a lot, Eric. Well, the battle rounds continue tonight.
He joins us at the desk now. We can hear the rain just hitting the roof, and this is just the start. We're going to get more wind as well.
Yeah, that's the combination, not only the rain, but the wind. Even yesterday, the wind could have been at least, I mean, for some of the wind damage that we saw there, too, potentially at least a factor in that fire up in Old Forge. Either way, though, we take a look at the wind speeds right now. The winds this morning were a little bit more on the quieter side because we were in that transition zone. We had that strong south wind. In fact, it's pretty interesting. You can see it right here on the wind map. Out to the capital region, strong south winds. However, we turn our attention out west, and you see these strong westerly, northwesterly winds. That's the passage of this frontal boundary. We can see it here on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. On and off, spotty showers this afternoon. You can see the transition taking place. See those rain showers moving north, these ones moving east. Not only that, you can see that rainfall moving in, but also you got this narrow line here. That's lake effect rain. I mentioned last week we're on the watch of seeing some of that take place. Again, it's lake effect rain. We're not seeing anything in forms of lake effect snow for the time being. It's just still too warm for that. But the lakes are warm enough and the air is cold enough where that could take place for lake effect rain. So you can see here lingering on and off showers this evening, drying up a little bit tonight, and we're actually going to be tracking a pretty dry day tomorrow. But that might not last. We're back to a more unsettled pattern as we head into the end of the week. We'll track those chances as well as those temperature trends coming up in a few minutes. Ben?
All right, Eric, thank you very much. The Madison County Sheriff's Office is in
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Definitely a rainy one out there on this Monday afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. We start out by taking a look in downtown Utica, where you can see the rain falling at this hour. Still, I wouldn't say breezy afternoon just yet. The winds are picking up to our west. For now, though, the winds are just on the slightly breezy side. But again, you can see here the real difference in that wind moving in as we progress throughout the next few hours, as this area of low pressure continues to slingshot its way east through central New York. In fact, when it comes to wind speeds, here's the amount and the timing of it. Again, we head into the afternoon. Winds are really going to pick up. They'll be from the west to be between 15 and 20 miles per hour. Wind gusts possibly even higher. Feels like temperature Due to that strong wind, will only feel like the upper 40s. So it's definitely going to feel like a blustery day today and a cooler one. Much cooler compared to yesterday's highs in the 70s. So quite a difference maker so far. When it comes to rainfall, you can see the rain is going to be a bit widespread this evening, but then as we progress into tonight, the rainfall tapers off. Now maybe a lingering drizzle early Tuesday morning from lake effect. Then that cloud band shifts north. We dry out throughout the afternoon, and then in the overnight, or at least the late evening and overnight tomorrow, is when our next chance of rain showers move in. As we head to the middle of the week, the rain will not be as widespread, and I'll get to that here in a second. But at least more notably, the temperatures here are going to be a bit different. So despite us cooling down throughout the day today, we actually warm back up again on Tuesday due to a strong south wind. This is ahead of another system that's going to produce a much more notable impact on those temperatures and just overall conditions later on this week. You see here a major dip down into the upper 40s to low 50s. So again, as I mentioned, here that end of that rainfall moved its way east. We've got this ridge setting up here, bringing sunshine for your Tuesday, but then look at this, a much more notable low pressure system moves in. Look at all those cooler colors of blues. That's cold air mass working its way in. And on top of that, a much more supportive environment for lake effect rain to take place. So you can see here, scattered to widespread showers this evening. Winds really pick up. Lake effect clouds set up in the early morning hours. Maybe some lingering drizzle right there, as you can see. That cloud layer lifts. It's sunny, it's breezy, it's warmer tomorrow in the 60s. Then by tomorrow evening, we're going to see the first round of spotty showers roll in, potentially right around sunset, maybe a little bit before, around 4 or 5 o'clock. And then Wednesday and Thursday are going to look a lot like this. Clouds, sunshine, rain shower. It's a mixed bag of weather as we progress throughout the end of the week. So your 7-day forecast, as we again move into Thursday and Friday, those temperatures really start to fall. Lake effect rain in parts of our area. Highs for the day only in the 40s and low 50s. So we've been dodging it as long as we could for that October weather, late fall weather, and finally it's really starting to arrive over the next couple of days. So here it comes.
I already missed summer.
But you missed the 80s and 90s?
I missed the 80s, I missed the 90s, I missed the sun. I don't like the rain.
We need the rain, though.
We do. I will admit, we do. All right. Thank you very much, Eric. The FBI is investigating a suspicious... Meteorologist Eric Gage joins us, and within the last, 5 minutes, that wind you mentioned about, boy, is it hitting us.
Yeah, and we're getting that approaching front. This is a live feed from our tower cam directly above us here at Smith Hill. In fact, it's like this full screen. You can see what's going on here across the Mohawk Valley. This is facing the east toward Herkimer, Mohawk, basically just the Mohawk Valley. And it is very low visibility from this wall of rain passing over us. A look in Oneonta, that rain has since picked up a little bit since the last view of the camera moments ago. I do want to emphasize, though, some pretty nice colors popping out here in Oneonta. Maybe we'll address that more tomorrow once it starts drying up a little bit. Either way, the winds are really starting to pick up from the west. You can see right here, 17-mile-per-hour winds in Rome, 14-mile-per-hour winds in Hamilton, nearly 20 heading toward Syracuse and Rochester. So again, there's quite a difference here compared to that south wind in Albany as that transition zone slowly shifts east. We can see here on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, the winds to our east are moving north, and the winds out here are pushing their way east. In the wake of it, spotty, heavy rain at times, and right here, we got some lake effect already starting to take place. It's that time of year. The lakes are warm enough and the air is cold enough. Now, we're not expecting any lake effect snow for the time being, but we're going to be tracking some cooler weather ahead. We'll talk about that temperature trend following this cooler and breezier afternoon coming up in a few minutes. Ben?
All right, Eric, thank you very much. Election Day is just around the corner, and a local chapter of the NAACP will host the
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon, everybody. We are still tracking widespread rain across the area right now at this hour. A live look at downtown Utica. We have rainfall moving through the city and pretty much a lot of the central New York region, pretty much the entire state, as you can see here. The backside of a cold front sweeping through the northeast, producing some stronger wind gusts, especially in the backside right here. Look at this. We have lake effect rain coming in off the Great Lakes, and some pretty strong winds accompanying with it too. In fact, this afternoon, winds are the biggest story here. Wind speeds between 15 and 20 miles per hour between 1 p.m. and around 6 p.m. They will weaken a little bit as the system moves its way farther east, but still, it is going to be a very blustery one and a cooler one. Those feels like temperatures in the upper 40s for the remainder of this afternoon. So definitely want to bundle up around the area for the time being today. In fact, you might need to bundle up even for looking ahead to the end of the week with those cooler temperatures expected. But first, the rain chances today peaking this afternoon. By this evening, the rainfall begins to taper off. It's cloudy tonight, maybe an early morning drizzle from lake effect early Tuesday. Dries up throughout the afternoon. And then Tuesday evening and onwards, we start to see the return of unsettled weather, as you can see here, especially by Wednesday morning into Wednesday afternoon. When it comes to temperature, though, we actually warm up tomorrow. Despite today's highs cooling down throughout the day, we're going to see a strong south wind return, rebounding those highs into the 60s. But then a much more notable system moves in later on this week, and that is what's going to bring in those colder temperatures in the 50s and 40s toward Thursday and Friday. So you can see here, there's that system moving its way to the east. Now, we actually dry up as we progress toward Tuesday, but watch this. A more notable system moves in from the west. Look at those colder temperatures right there. The blue, that's really when we really start to see that cool down on the way as we head toward the end of the week. And that's going to be aided by some stronger winds and the potential for lake effect rainfall. So in our skycast, rain showers a little bit more scattered and widespread today. Tonight, it weakens a little bit. Lake effect clouds move their way in as you head into tomorrow morning. And then the drizzle will slowly end. The sunshine moves in. Temperatures climb into the low 60s. Then as we head into tomorrow night, we're going to see the overnight lows fall into, as you can see here, into the 40s. But rain chances develop Tuesday night and into Wednesday. Wednesday is going to be experiencing on and off rain, clouds, and sunshine. And those highs continue to fall Thursday and Friday. Highs only in the upper 40s. So, as I mentioned in the first half hour, we were avoiding the cool down. It's been so warm and so sunny for the last few months. But I think now fall and the actual temperature trend is actually starting to catch up to us now.
Get your vitamin D supplements ready, folks. It's coming.
It's coming.
All right. Thank you very much, Eric. It's been 6 months since heavy snow.
Forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. Much needed rain throughout the area today.
That's a positive way of looking at things.
That's all I got.
Every time I looked outside, I did think the same thing.
Yeah, it does help. Other than that, has been quite a difference here compared to yesterday. We've got the cool weather, the wind, and of course, yes, the much needed rainfall. And this is going to continue. We're going to have this weather pattern for the most part. It's not going to be every single day. Tomorrow will be a little bit nicer, but this comes back Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for the most part. We'll be tracking some on and off showers, a breeze. Again, this is more typical of late fall weather. Current temperature 51 degrees. Again, a west wind at 17 miles an hour. We're tracking showers, breezy conditions that continue into tonight. We do get a break in the weather tomorrow, but then it's back to cooler fall days ahead. Temperatures in the 40s this evening, cloudy showers. A little bit of an improvement for Tuesday. I've got to look at the forecast coming up. Kristen, back to you.
The Roman Catholic Diocese of Albany, which
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. Tracking clouds, showers, and it's kind of a gloomy Monday, but yes, we absolutely could use the rain. This is a live look in downtown Utica. It's dreary. We have on and off showers. This is coming from what we would call lake-enhanced rain. It's a combination of what's happening on the backside of low pressure, but it's also being enhanced by Lake Ontario. And yes, you can see this number of lightning strikes pop up here. We have a way of detecting lightning strikes. In this image, the lightning strikes are coming from Saratoga County. So that's not near us and not heading towards us. But again, we will be seeing some leftover showers heading into this evening. It is interesting to note, though, that these type of showers can produce thunder, just not here. Reminder, you can always get weather information on the go by downloading our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. As we look at our current temperatures, it is much cooler out there today than yesterday. We're in the low 50s, Dollarville 50, Little Falls 52, Deansboro 48, across Southern Valleys, Cooperstown 50, Oneonta 46, Unadilla with 48. Cloudy skies will continue for about half the night. There's some clearing to the west, and some of that will work in late tonight. It's going to be a process to clear out clouds. Our forecast models say, yes, we do clear out tonight. I'm a little bit more hesitant. A lot of times I see this pattern, and these things linger on for a while. So I think we're going to keep it mostly cloudy tonight. But by tomorrow, the winds should shift to the west and kick out enough of this low-level moisture to give us at least some sunshine here later in the day. And then weather from the west will be arriving on Wednesday, and it's going to set this off again. More clouds and more lake effect showers heading into the end of the week. Tonight, a few lingering showers overnight. Again, we're calling for mostly cloudy skies. We should see some breaks of sunshine Tuesday, again, with the idea of partly sunny skies. We should make it into the low 60s. The weather does change later in the day. Clouds and showers arrive late on Tuesday. I think a lot of this will be closer to or after sunset. And then on Wednesday, clouds and showers will be lingering around. And again, we're talking about a day similar to today, although less windy, with high temperatures near 50. Our forecast models continue to show this weather pattern in place. We're looking at lake effect rain showers heading into Thursday and Friday. At this point, a lot of this heavier activity should be to the north, more towards Watertown and Buffalo, but again, we'll continue to watch this heading into the end of the week. Decreasing clouds tonight, low temperature of 43. Tomorrow, we're looking at partly sunny skies. Again, a very late day shower, 62. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Cloud showers linger Wednesday, Thursday, and maybe Friday, which would snap our, what is it, like our 7-week winning streak of weather. We haven't had any rain for high school football, but maybe this is the end of it. We'll
Come
see.
to an end.
Yeah.
All good things. Thank you, Bill. New research shows fewer.
It's raining right now here on Smith Hill.
Sure is. It's a cloudy, dreary evening, but a little bit of bright spots early this morning did lead to a nice rainbow captured by Kathleen in Decatur. Probably won't see this tonight with the clouds lingering around. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Widespread rain continues. A lot of places picked up a quarter of an inch of rainfall, and that was beneficial. We could use more, but again, every drop counts, and it's a step in the right direction. Temperatures will be in the low 60s tomorrow, but in general, it is going to be cooler than average as we head into the rest of the week. Temperatures will be in the low 50s to upper 40s, along with scattered showers, and a very typical late fall weather pattern is going to be setting up. This evening, temperatures in the low 50s, cloud showers. If you are taking the dog out for a walk, keep that in mind. Tonight's featured dog is Ben Ye from Clinton. If you want to be part of this, head to Skycast WKTV on Facebook. This is brought to you by Nissan. Kristen, back to you.
All right, Bill, thank you. The dinosaurs at the
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We are tracking clouds and showers. So let's take a live look in Oneonta. Temperature of 46 degrees. It's been a chilly day. It was warmer earlier this morning, but all that cool air has been working in from the west. And we're on the tail end of this widespread rain. This is due to low pressure. But the tail end of it is creating what's called lake-enhanced showers. You can see there's a narrow area of precipitation that is coming off of Lake Ontario, and it's the same process as lake effect rain with cooler air building over the warmer lakes, but this is more driven by the low pressure center, more so than just the pure wind direction. And again, that means the rain's going to continue this evening and then come to an end tonight. Just keep in mind, we've got the leaves coming down, the roads wet. It means stopping distances are going to be remarkably different under these conditions on a day like today. 40 miles an hour, it takes a car twice as long to stop on wet roads and almost 3 times as long to stop when we add leaves to the picture. So again, just keep that in mind if you're out and about driving, especially hit some of those patches of leaves. They could be a little bit slippery. Skywatchers checking in. Again, a cool day, so we tend to get more of them. Whitesboro 53, Barneveld 49, Mike and New Hartford 52, Curtis 48, Jeff and Mohawk 51, Old Forge 50, Cooperstown 47, Carroll and Worcester with 49 degrees. Low pressure is continuing to sweep to the east, and behind it we do have some drier air building in. That does mean the weather improves for tomorrow, but it's only going to be temporary because the next weather system is in queue to the west, and that will be arriving tomorrow night. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast tonight. Showers come to an end. Overnight lows drop down into the low 40s. Expecting some sunshine Tuesday. Could be a cloudy start, but the sunshine should come out in the afternoon, and that should help bring temperatures into the low 60s. We do finish Tuesday with clouds and maybe a few late day showers. The weather turns unsettled heading into Wednesday. Cloudy skies, rain showers. We start out in the low 40s. We can only climb into the upper 40s to low 50s here Wednesday afternoon. We're also tracking lake effect rain that looks to develop on Thursday and Friday. Generally, west wind should keep the bands to the north, but again, it's that time of the year. And again, lake effect rain is the same process as lake effect snow. It's very common this time of the year. Tonight, decreasing clouds, a low 43. Tomorrow, some sunshine, partly sunny skies, bit of a breeze. Not like today, though. High of 62. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Back to cool, cloudy, wet weather for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. These are the on and off showers for the most part. And again, because we have cloud cover at night, it doesn't get as cold. We actually avoid frost for the next several nights. As we head into the weekend, it dries out. Temperatures in the 50s, the low 50s Saturday and Sunday. Partly sunny skies on Monday. We'll be right back.
Get the forecast at 6 with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
A cloudy, cool day today. Widespread showers, and they continue with a few thunderstorms to the east. We will be seeing an end to the rain showers tonight, but the weather stays on the cooler side for a good portion of this week. We're not going to be seeing weather like yesterday here as we move on. Temperatures are in the low 50s. Our current temperature is 51 degrees. We do have a bit of a breeze out there, and we're going to be expecting I apologize, my clicker's not working here. Showers will continue as we head into tonight. Breezy conditions for tomorrow. We should get some sunshine as we head into tomorrow afternoon. It does look pretty nice. Some late fall days ahead. Again, we'll be in the 40s this evening. Showers, tracking some sunshine tomorrow, but then some lake effect rain showers later this week. I've got to look at the forecast coming up. Kristen, back to you.
I'm just blaming Amazon for everything today, Bill, so that must.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. Clouds, showers continue this evening. A live look at downtown Utica. It's wet. It's pretty dreary. We've picked up about 1/4 inch of rain so far today, 1/3 of an inch in spots. And that's a step in the right direction. Yes, we definitely could use more, but any rain does help. We're tracking the back edge of this rain. This is considered lake-enhanced rain. That's what we're seeing out there this evening. It's being fed off of Lake Ontario, but it's also not pure lake effect. It's kind of a hybrid between that and low pressure. And bottom line is this is going to move out. We should see clearing skies tonight, but it's going to be a very slow process. With the roads wet, keep that in mind on your drive. The roads plus leaves create much longer stopping distances with your vehicle. They can be pretty slippery out there, especially if you hit certain patches of leaves. They can be pretty thick in spots. Skywatchers checking in. Whitesboro 53, Bob and Clinton 50, West Leiden 50, 49 in Barneveld, Curtis 48, Inlet, Eric 49, Stewart and Cooperstown checks in with 47. Low pressure continues to head to the east. The weather will very slowly improve. We've got dry air building in from the west, and that should clear out the clouds late tonight and into early tomorrow. We'll get a nice break in the weather, but it doesn't last very long. The next system is in queue to the west. and that will be here by tomorrow night. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast, showers come to an end tonight. Overnight lows drop down into the low 40s. We should see some sunshine tomorrow, especially in the morning time. Temperatures climb into the low 60s. Clouds return in the evening. Rain showers late in the day. High temperatures, again, in the low 60s. And then rain showers will be around tomorrow night and into Wednesday with a cooler weather pattern. Lake effect rain is going to set up into the end of the week, Thursday and Friday, with a primary wind direction from the west that keeps the lake effect rain, at least the heaviest rain, to Buffalo and Watertown. But we will occasionally see showers here as we head into the end of the week. Decreasing clouds, low 43. Tomorrow, partly sunny, pleasant, high of 62. Not quite as windy as today. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Clouds, showers will return Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And it looks like our 7-game winning streak for high school football will be broken Friday night. It's been dry since the beginning of high school football. But I don't know. We'll see how this plays out. Maybe we'll get some last-minute luck.
I mean, this works out for me because the game I have to go to is on Sunday.
There you go.
Right, so if this moves, we're in trouble.
Yes, exactly.
All right, thanks, Phil. Still to come on News Channel, so Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. Beautiful rainbow out there.
Yeah, this picture was taken earlier this morning from Kathleen in Decatur. This is actually 2 rainbows. I know it's probably really hard to see on the screen.
Oh, there's the second one.
It's a very faded one.
Come here, you got to get really close there.
We have this posted online on my Facebook page if you want to check it out. But yeah, pretty nice weather early this morning, and then it got really cloudy and wet. And the rain has just been on and off throughout most of the day. The breeze is still out there. Things will be settling down here as we head into tonight. Just a reminder, this time of the year, as the leaves come down on the roads, it takes a lot longer to stop. It increases the driving distance, the stopping distance by about 3 times between dry roads and wet leaf-covered roads. So again, just be careful driving. Live look at the Airfield Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. A few sprinkles out there this evening, a temperature of 51 degrees. Our weather headlines again, we're clearing out tonight. Sunshine returns tomorrow. Unsettled weather is back as we head into the end of the week. Tonight, you might need the heat. Overnight lows will drop down into the the low 40s rather. We are tracking a nicer Tuesday before the weather changes. Look at the forecast coming out. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. They were tried together for the murder of an inmate, and now one.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look in downtown Utica. A couple of showers, sprinkles out there this evening, cloudy skies. Temperatures are holding steady. We're close to 50 degrees, but this cloud cover is going to kind of help keep things in check. A few sprinkles out there. Live look at the Airfield Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. These are very slowly moving to the east, and we're going to see an improvement in our weather heading into tomorrow with dry air building in from the west. And we're seeing a few breaks in the overcast out in western New York, which does give us an opportunity. If you're going to be up early tomorrow morning, or if you're going to stay up late tonight, anywhere between, say, 1 a.m. to 6 a.m., look out for some shooting stars. We've got the Orion meteor shower taking place, about 20 meteors per hour during its peak, which tonight is going to be the peak of this. So look for some shooting stars if we can get some opportunities for clear skies late tonight. And I think we should. I can see the back edge of the cloud line out towards Syracuse, and this is very slowly heading to the east. You've got a west wind that's providing for some dry air in place. And again, we should see a pretty nice day tomorrow. And then the next weather system quickly moves in for Wednesday. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast tonight, decreasing clouds. Overnight lows drop down into the low 40s. Tomorrow, we start out the day with sunshine, and then the clouds will start to thicken up later in the day. Temperatures climb into the low 60s. A couple of showers will arrive tomorrow night, and then the weather just stays on the gloomy side Wednesday. It's cloudy, there's a breeze, temperatures will be in the low 50s. This stage is set for lake effect rain as we head into Thursday. This is a look at some of the computer models here. It's showing a west wind, which means this is more of an event for Watertown and Buffalo, but it's also a reminder of things to come. As we get into lake effect season, it's rain now, but eventually you know what's going to happen later. Decreasing clouds tonight, low temperature of 43. Tomorrow, looking at partly sunny skies, decent amount of sunshine early in the day, and then some clouds return late. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Cloud showers as we head into Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. your typical fall, late fall weather pattern, late October, early November. On and off showers, temperatures near 50. The weather improves over the weekend, highs in the low 50s Saturday and Sunday.
So we'll lose out on our Friday, but the weekend looks okay.
Should be nice this weekend, yes.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Bill. Still come. Amazon with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. Cool double rainbow this morning.
Yeah, this was a beautiful shot with the sunshine indicator from Kathleen, and yeah, it was nice to see that. Of course, the showers came in and it got cloudier, but
Yes.
yeah, we're talking about an unsettled weather pattern today. We should see a return to sunshine tomorrow. The weather does get nicer. Just a reminder, as the weather does get more unsettled and we do get more rain chances ahead, cars take a lot longer to stop when the roads are not only wet, but also covered with leaves. In fact, you know it can take a car 3 times longer in terms of the distance to stop in these conditions. Again, just something to be in mind and be mindful of, I should say, over the next couple of weeks as we get a lot of those leaves coming down. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. A couple of sprinkles out there this evening, a temperature of 49 degrees, mostly cloudy skies. Our weather headlines, we do clear out late tonight. Sunshine returns tomorrow, and the weather, well, it's going to be more unsettled than sunny here as we head into the rest of the week. Temperatures tonight drop down into the low 40s. Might need the heat by tomorrow morning, maybe briefly. I am tracking a return to sunshine, followed by some rain. The forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. They were tried together.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look in downtown Utica. We've been having clouds and showers throughout most of the day, but things are slowly starting to dry out. It's a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. These sprinkles are moving to the east, and behind it we have dry weather. We have some breaks in the overcast. Temperatures in the upper 40s this evening. Should we get a few breaks in the overcast before dawn, you might be able to see a couple of shooting stars tonight. It is the peak of the Orionid meteor shower, up to 20 meteors per hour. We are expecting the visibility to improve throughout tonight, and it's best before dawn. So maybe waking up early tomorrow morning to check it out, or staying up a little bit later tonight, see if we can catch a couple of shooting stars. Here's the edge of the cloud line, just starting to work into parts of Oneida County. So this is all going to head east. We should see some clearing skies tonight. Eventually, that should lead to sunshine tomorrow. We have this nice window of dry weather before the next weather system approaches from the west. You can already see it moving towards Chicago. That's going to be our weather on Wednesday. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast tonight. Looking at clearing skies, overnight lows in the 40s. Tomorrow, partly sunny skies. Temperatures climb into the low 60s. Sunshine gives way to clouds. Could see a few showers here tomorrow night. And then widespread showers are expected on Wednesday. Temperatures climb into the low 50s, a bit of a breeze, pretty similar to what we saw today. Looking ahead, there's the lake effect machine that looks to fire up again, or I should say fire up on Thursday. That's cool air moving over the warm waters of the Great Lakes. And of course, this time of the year, it's lake effect rain. It's not cold enough for snow, of course. The winds keep the bands towards Watertown and Buffalo as we head into Thursday morning, but we will occasionally see some rain showers here and there as we head into Thursday and Friday. Decreasing clouds tonight, a low of 43. Tomorrow, we're looking at partly sunny skies and highs in the low 60s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Cloudy skies, on and off showers Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Temperatures close to 50 degrees. Heading into the weekend, the weather gets nicer, but it's still on the cool side. Highs in the low 50s Saturday and Sunday. A couple of frosty nights ahead. Sunshine returns on Monday, highs in the mid 50s.
You think with the rain that we have over the next few days, this will really kind of help us out a little bit?
One step at a time. I mean, we're still 6 inches behind average.
Yeah, we're not going to get 6 inches in 3 days.
That's not going to make it up all in one shot. But these days help.
And it's fall. We usually get a lot of rain in the
Yeah.
fall. So, all right, thanks, Bill.